What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. In today's video, we're going to be doing a showcase video of one of the legends that I pulled relatively recently, which is actually Bato and Cavendish. Now, the reason why I'm doing this showcase right now is because as of me recording this video, and as you guys will be seeing this video, I actually will be away for the weekend, so I wanted to make sure you guys had content. So here is just a showcase video of Bato and Cavendish. I did rainbow them recently, which is another reason why I wanted to go ahead and showcase them. So they're fully maxed out with the best capabilities that they could possibly have here. Captain ability of this character when they're in their dual form will be a 4.25 times attack boost to Driven. Strength, Quick, and Dex orbs will be beneficial and reduce damage taken by 25%. An absolutely amazing captain ability. Like, this captain ability is one of the best in the game. It's just so goddamn good. In terms of their solo captain abilities though, if I can click on the right button, this is for Bartolomeo. So when Bato is the captain, it's a 3.25 times attack and 25% damage reduction when Bato doesn't attack. So that's going to be quite key. You know, if you are trying to stall, you want to make sure that your Batos do not attack. It's sometimes tempting, I know, to do a little bit more damage, but you do have to hold back with Bartolomeo. It would have been awesome though if it was just 25% damage reduction without having to do anything. That's what I would have personally preferred. And then moving on to Cavendish, which is slightly different, is a 3.25 times attack to Driven, which is the same, but this time, instead of the damage reduction effect, Cavendish will give himself a 3.75 times attack boost. So he himself is going to be doing more damage towards the enemy. Now, the really good thing about this character is their switching effect. Their switching effect, honestly, is probably one of my favorites in the game. It is just insane how much utility you get out of it. So you get a matching orb guaranteed on the character. The character that switches will give themselves a 1.5 times orb boost, which is great because the switching effect, giving themselves a matching orb is great because switch effects do not activate special interrupts, so you're guaranteed to get a 1.5 times orb boost with that matching orb. And then you heal 5% of your crew's max HP and reduce damage taken by 25% for one turn. You get healing, damage reduction, orb boost, guaranteed matching orb. Like, this switch effect is insane, and you can use him as a sub on lots of different teams, which is the reason why this character is in tier 0. This switch effect is ridiculous. And then to finish it off, we have his special ability. So his special ability, 15 turn max cooldown, which is reasonably high, but for what it does, it's quite fair. So 75 times his attack in typeless damage to all enemies, which is really good amount of damage, and then also massively reduced damage taken from all enemies that exceeds 5,000 for one turn. So if you get, go ahead and take a 10,000 damage hit, you'll take 5,000 of that damage, and then the excess damage will be reduced by like 98 or 97%. So it's a really, really good damage reduction effect, and you can use that type of effect to tank massive death hits, like, for example, Colosseum Pedro, which is really, really nice to have. And then on top of that, you get a 2.25 times type boost to Driven for one turn, and you become the dual unit for 3 turns. So it's fantastic that you have this ability where he himself is your crew's own type booster for your team. It's ridiculously good. Like, this character, all in all, is built so well for clearing content. It is kind of a shame that it is only for Driven. Like, imagine a character like this, but for another class. It would be absolutely insane. But let's go ahead and get into the showcase video now, breaking down Bartolomeo and Cavendish. So getting into the actual showcase right now, so I have 4 different clips for you guys in this video today. I was strapped a little bit for time. I'm trying to get this video up, as soon as possible before I leave. So there aren't that many clips here. We have Colosseum Shiryu up right now. I also have against Raider Kainu, which was a really interesting one, of course, as well. And then 2 relatively difficult Colosseums being Katakuri Colosseum and Pika Colosseum. I mainly wanted to showcase the Pika one because I recorded that clip initially when I pulled Bato and Cavendish because obviously they are the legend for that Colosseum, so I wanted to showcase how that actually worked out. I don't actually have the whole batch yet. I am still missing the side-on-side, so you guys will be seeing in that team, it is a little bit different from just the regular batch team, and you guys will be seeing that. But talking about this specific one here with Colosseum Shiryu, of course, when I have V2 Doflamingo, using V2 Doflamingo as a sub on Bato and Cavendish team is pretty awesome. You do have that ability to just spam that V2 Doflamingo special. And the thing is as well, is because because Bartu and Cavendish don't have that restriction where you need to have one of every driven character, like you don't need to have 6 driven characters on your team. You can run one character that's a free spirit unit. You can run a character that's a shooter character. Like, you don't need 6 driven characters like V2 Doflamingo, which are a really, really nice change between the you know, the 2 legends with V2 Dofi and Bartu and Cavendish. So in the off chance that you wanted to really abuse Doflamingo, you could still potentially bring version 1 Law 6 Plus as a sub on a Bartu and Cavendish team along with V2 Doflamingo. So that is a pretty good option as well if you do want to run a team like that. But yeah, V2 Doflamingo is actually like ridiculous as well. Obviously, you know, you can't use him all the time. There are going to be times where you can't use his special, which is more often than not a lot of the time. But you know, if you can use it, you really should use it because it makes farming that much more quicker. Moving on to the next clip though is going to be with Raid Akainu. It was so funny when Raid Akainu first came out because he was, like, honestly one of the most difficult pieces of content in the game upon his release. Looking at it now, though, like, you can run the most obscure teams and have an easy time with Raid Akainu, obviously, as long as your captain isn't the one to land the finishing blow on the Akainu, otherwise you won't have a captain. But either way, this is, again, utilizing V2 Doflamingo because he does revive, and we can go ahead and deal a lot of damage on the first turn of attacks against Akainu, and then go ahead and use V2 Doflamingo for the KO. Obviously, you don't need V2 Dofi to make Bartu and Cavendish good, but, you know, as I said before, if you have V2 Doflamingo and you have the chance to use him, you probably should, because it makes it a lot easier for farming. And this has been a thing for a long time now, but the Driven class, honestly, is one of the most pay-to-play, quote-unquote, classes in the game, because there are so many legends in the game that are Driven class, and more often than not, they actually have some pretty good synergy. Like, I'm using Gil Tezora in this circumstance here. You could even use V1 Doflamingo, because he recently got his 6+ on Global, who's a 2.25 times orb booster for the Driven class. So that's, again, just another really, really great unit to use, especially because you have Bartu and Cavendish being a 2.25 times attack booster. You can go ahead and bring the V1 Dofi for the orb boost as well. But even like Treasure Map Doflamingo to guarantee you the full board of matching orbs for your Driven team. You could even bring V2 Doflamingo, as I do in a lot of cases here, for that amazing special ability of his. But there are a lot of good Driven legends that you could bring to run on a Bartu and Cavendish team. Even you guys will be seeing in the Colosseum Pika team, I end up bringing version 1 Judge, which is actually kind of cool, honestly, to use him. But anyways, moving on to the next one here is going to be against Colosseum Katakuri, and I do have limited rare recruit pudding here. I'm really happy that I did end up getting her. She is ridiculously useful, like amazing utility. She has orb enabling as well. She gives you some orbs and stuff. She heals, like she does a lot of different things. So having a character like that, limited rare recruit pudding, is very, very useful, of course. But again, a character that you don't really need, but it helps you out a lot. And in terms of free-to-play units, well, the best free-to-play unit that you can possibly get for Bartu and Cavendish is gonna be Ambush Linlin, as I am using her on this team here. Not only does she provide that 3 turns of attack boost, which is quite good, especially in certain circumstances where you cannot activate an attack boost on the final boss stage, having the ability to then go ahead and just carry that through multiple stages is so good. And the fact that she gives you 4 guaranteed recovery orbs, which, and there are characters in Driven teams that can make recovery beneficial, such as the side rare recruit Sugar here, but also the 6 turns of Bind, Despair, and attack down removal. That is irreplaceable. Like, having Ambush Linlin is such a massive priority. Honestly, I think Ambush Linlin is my favorite free-to-play character in the game at this point. Considering I use Powerhouse teams so often, having Ambush Linlin around is a godsend, honestly. She's so good. And honestly, even in a team where she doesn't even boost the units, like, it's still awesome to have a character such as Linlin for that amazing utility that she provides. And that's one of the big drawbacks of the Driven class in general, is the fact that they don't have many utility-based characters. The other utility-based characters that you could really think of would be characters such as, like, Raid Zora, who has really good removal of enemy defensive effects. You've got this pudding here, Ambush Linlin. There are a handful of characters that can get rid of defensive effects and other debuffs on your team, but compared to all the other classes in the game, Driven is kind of mediocre in terms of their debuff removal, which is a pretty big drawback. I would like it if they did introduced some more free-to-play Driven characters that did just assist the Driven class in general, such as releasing a character like Ambushed Linlin. And yeah, I know a lot of people complain because Ambushed Linlin is a very, very difficult fight. But as long as you have the character and you have enough Almighty manuals, and if you're playing very, very often, you will have Almighty manuals available. And honestly, it's probably worth spending Almighty manuals to max out that Ambushed Linlin if you cannot farm Ambushed Linlin. I mean, I personally did. I ended up using Almighty manuals on Linlin because she's just so goddamn worth it. But as you saw there, we just completed the Katakuri dungeon. We couldn't beat it in one turn because Katakuri has a really annoying damage immunity shield, but no matter, we still were able to clear it in a 2-turn kill, which was quite good. And the final one, as I said, is going to be against Colosseum Pika, which Bato and Cavendish was built for, essentially. I am actually using this Pizza Party Zoro Fortnite unit, and the main reason for that is because I think he's actually a conditional booster. I think he's a self-proccing defense down conditional booster, which is very good because at this point in time, I didn't have Rare Recruit Hajuden, and I believe he is a conditional booster as well. So having access to a character like that, like just a regular Fortnite unit, is going to help you out in some high difficulty Colosseums. Is quite cool to know. And I am using the Treasure Map Rare Recruit Gecko Moray here because he does end of turn damage, which is good because it will get around the Pika resilience buff, which is pretty good. But anyways, that's the full rundown in the showcase video of Bato and Cavendish. If I had more time, I would have liked to have recorded a Training Forest video. I had a team plan for against Big Mom Training Forest, but honestly, it's just too difficult, man. It's just it was just really, really annoying. Couldn't get it done in time, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed the showcase video, just playing around with Bato and Cavendish, and I will definitely be using them more often in the future. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.